Welcome back folks, my name is LastKnownMeal and today we have some juicy info for Cyberpunk 2077 because it does seem that our Pawel Sasko, the quest director for Cyberpunk 2077, did leak something which I don't know if he wanted to do or if this was intentional, but now basically this info is out, so let's talk about it. So in one of his streams, because he does streams every Sunday, if you haven't tuned in already, I definitely suggest you do if you want to learn more about Cyberpunk. I'm there through most Sundays, I just don't type anything in chat. So when it comes to the stream itself, there was this moment where in his bookmarks you could see DLC 4 gigs. So it does seem, which is something I have been talking about before, when it comes to future DLCs we might get some quests and gigs, which was kind of a thing in The Witcher 3 as well, because if you do remember in The Witcher 3 you had a few quests, for example to get a Viper Witcher's armor. So you had a huge, not huge, but a decent sized, quest line that you could go through. So when I think about Cyberpunk 2077 future gigs, I hope it's going to be something like that. I don't want just something on the map where you're going to have a few like enemies, you destroy them, you loot them, and that's about it. But because this is a gig after all, it does seem that it is going to be more. Now, what is this gig going to be? Is it going to be tied to a fixer or something else? We don't know. But one thing which I do absolutely love about this is that we're finally getting some content which is going to make some people go back and, play the game again. Obviously, you might just go through the new gigs, but if anything, you will have some form of an incentive, even though it's not going to be a huge one, we have to keep that in mind. You're going to have this incentive to go back into the game and play throughout this mission, so it's definitely nice to see something where it's actual content that is going to make people go back into the game. Obviously, as it was with the previous DLCs in The Witcher, we can also expect a certain reward at the end. I do hope it's going to be a new vehicle. I would absolutely love to see a new vehicle in Cyberpunk 2077. We already do have a good amount of them, but having a new one would be cool. But at the end of the day, what the reward could be is maybe some piece of armor or a new weapon. If you remember, I actually talked about a lot of weapons before when patch 1.5 dropped, when I went into the files and I basically got some of the weapons into it which were leaked later on. So some of those weapons are still not available in game, some are, but at the end of the day those weapons could be a part of like the second DLC which is coming out then. Because it's also safe to assume that this is not coming out soon, because at the same time if you go to SteamDB and you look at the dpods, you can see that it's been more than 20 days since the Steam branch was updated, and that usually means when you're getting closer to a new release of a patch, which also includes new content, you will see a new branch in Steam Depot, and this is going to be given to QA testers who are going to be, testing everything out, seeing if it works, and then, reporting that back to CD Projekt, or well, to the developers, the other developers, and they will be, giving them new versions of the game for them to QA. But at the end of the day, they need new content before the first expansion comes out, because that's gonna be in 2023, and it's going to be a while until we see it. So obviously, I'm sure that we're getting a new patch before that happens, maybe one bigger, because at the same time, if you look at the previous charts we did have, there are people working on supporting Cyberpunk 2077 the updates, and you have people working on the expansion itself. So obviously, the other ones are going to be working on one thing, and the other ones are going to be, upping the game more. How much content does that actually mean, features and all of that? Who knows? Obviously, after patch 1.5, as I said, the situation in the game was improved a lot. Now, it's still not there, it still needs, stuff to be even more packed with content, but how much is that gonna be happening? How many updates we're going to see? We don't know that. One thing I can tell you is that they will be, continuing to support this game for long, but even that is not going to be for too long. Of course, because no company is going to support the game forever. But I do hope that in the time they do have to support the game and work on the expansion, that it comes out and it's good. And I don't have a problem with them actually delaying the expansion itself, because I would rather have something in the end which is good, hopefully, and not something which is going to come out and just cause same issues when Cyberpunk 2077 came out. I don't think anyone would love it, even if you really enjoy the game and have nothing, negative to say about it. it's still better for them to really work on something before it's actually released. And this is going to, as I said, serve as a nice little example with the first expansion, how much the company has changed, and okay, what are going to be your priorities now when it comes to this game. Because as they said, metro system is not going to be included. A lot of things that people want are sadly not going to be included. Why is that the case? I cannot tell you, I'm not in the company, but usually that always comes down with, you know, the higher ups. They make decisions on what's going to be implemented, how much time do they have, what they're going to focus on, and etc, etc. So people who are usually in charge make those decisions, obviously, and some of the things they have talked about are not going to be included, but everything else, you know, it's still up in the air. But again, when it comes to DLCs, this is going to be small pieces of content, and you can kind of expect that. So this is everything for this video. I don't want to go for too long about this. People have been asking about the statue. Yeah, this is the Johnny Silverhand statue. It's actually amazing. It has an LED screen, so you can just turn it on. It's gonna, you know, rotate these ads. It even has a full soundtrack of the Cyberpunk, which it actually plays because it has a speaker. So that's a cool little thing. All right. Thank you so much for watching. New video tomorrow. Thank you again, everyone, for tuning in. Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Tell me down below, what do you think these gigs are going to be in, and who are the people who are gonna be giving those gigs? Are they going to be fixers, or can we expect someone new? Also, don't forget to check us out on Twitter and Discord, and huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. And this is it. LKM signing out, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye bye.